Click on Got It. It says the host is enable local recordings.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a chiropractor? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Dr. Rick Wren with Wren Chiropractic. Dr. Rick Wren, great to have you on today. Now, we're excited to learn all about you and your business. Please start off by telling our listeners just a little bit about your company.
Well, we opened September 8th, 1980. And that means we've been here 45 years, going on 46. And my wife and I opened this place together. And we are actually celebrating our 49th anniversary today.
Wow. Well, congratulations. Too bad she couldn't be on with you today for the podcast. Now, how did you guys start this business?
Well, my father-in-law, who's now deceased, was a airline pilot. He actually flew the Dallas Cowboys around for 35 years. And I grew up in a service station, so he wasn't real impressed with me. So I had to figure out what I was going to do to make a good living that might impress him eventually. So I decided to go to chiropractic college. So I started there in 1980, and they weren't real impressed with that either because they wanted me to be a medical doctor, not a chiropractor. But when he died about 5 years ago, he was very impressed with what we've been able to do here since September 8th, 1980. We have a very successful practice. I've traveled all over the world and actually spoke to other chiropractors how to do it right. I've spoken Australia, South America, Haiti, Canada, you name it. And to me, it's a lot of fun working on people and getting great results.
That's amazing. Now, today, what is that most common myth or misconception you come across?
Actually, it's kind of going away since the COVID thing. I've been amazed how many people came here since COVID hit about 5 years ago, and they want to come here because they hear we don't use needles or knives on anybody, which is true. In the state of Texas, we legally cannot use needles or knives on patients, and so they felt safe. And of course, in the COVID era, there were a lot of medical doctors that were injecting the vaccine, and they got some poor results in some cases. So people were kind of scared, and so it cleaned up a lot. But a long time ago, the myth was that we weren't very well educated and we didn't know what we're doing. But the honest thing is my malpractice insurance only runs me $2,000 a year, and some of my neighbors' malpractice insurance runs them $100,000 a year. So you can kind of do the math on that and decide who's helping more people.
Well, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Now, getting down to the heart of your business. We know marketing is the heart of every business. So, who are some of your ideal clients and how are you staying attractive to them?
Any person is a good patient. We work on babies because their head gets pulled and twisted a lot. We work on young children because they jump off of things they shouldn't and their spine gets in a bind. It basically boils down to this. Healthy spine means healthy life. If your spine's in a bind, twisting, pinching nerves, it doesn't work as well. So people are shocked on when I start working on them because a lot of them go, well, I really don't have any pain. But then I start working on them, they realize they can start hearing better, they can start seeing better, things like that. In fact, that's what started chiropractic back in 1895 is a guy moved a bone in his janitor's back and his hearing came back, and he'd been deaf for 17 years. That's what started all this.
Wow. Now, for your business, have you ever thought about having your own podcast?
Yeah, I have. There's a lot of videos with me in them where I've gone out to Vegas and spoke from stage and stuff, but it doesn't constantly happen. But yeah, because I can talk about health in a way that a lot of people are not willing to talk about. So yeah, I have thought about it. But now that I have, I've been here, 45 years, 1980, 45 going on 46 years, and I've traveled everywhere, and I now have 9 grandkids. I go, yeah, I could do that. I probably have to get with somebody like you that knows what you're doing, and you teach me what to do. Then maybe I could do it.
Now, Dr. Rick, what do you and your family like to do outside of work for fun? It sounds like your work is a lot of fun.
My work is fun. Our favorite thing to do is all of us load up and go to Florida and hang out together in a beach house. We'll get like a 3-story beach house down there. And my sons are in their 40s now. They're 46, 44, and 42, and they make enough money now that, and they did not go into chiropractic. They say that we eat dinner too late. So they didn't want to go into chiropractic because we always eat dinner around 7, 8, or 9. And that's kind of silly, but that's what they told me. But they make good money. And so they split
Now,
the cost down, and we go down to Florida and hang out a couple times a year.
that's amazing. Now, getting back into your business, you have so much great information to share. So, what is the biggest takeaway you would like our listeners to gather from learning about Wren Chiropractic today?
Well, the main thing I want people to know is I'm seeing a lot of screws and bolts in spine lately, especially since COVID. And so as a result, I try to make it easy for somebody to come here and get x-rays on premise. We take them right here, do a nerve scan right here, and I try to make it cheap. In a medical office, that stuff would cost you $1,000 or $2,000. In my office, any day, it'll only run you a little over $200. But we have a special that's running that now. And even if you call and say, "What is your special today?" My wife gives it to them. And for $49, we'll do their x-rays, exam, orthopedic exam, nerve scan, and report of findings for $49. And my wife always has it in her pocket because she's just like me. She'd rather see people come here first before they have bolts and screws installed in their neck and or lower back.
So, Dr. Rick, what creates a lot of these issues in the spine?
About anything you do. I mean, like yesterday, I took x-rays on a guy, and I said, "What in the world did you do to make your neck look this way?" And he goes, "Well, what you talking about?" I said, "Well, this is all smashed in here." "Well, I never did nothing." And I said, "Well, nothing means you never hit anything, jumped off anything." He goes, "Well, he goes, well, I had a car wreck." And I said, "Well, tell me about it." "Well, it was a head on." Well, there you go. People think it's not how you feel, it's how you heal.
Hmm.
And you have to have a healthy brain and a healthy nervous system to heal as you get older. So I'm 70 years old, born in 1955, and most people I talk to for a while that I've just met, they'll go, "Well, how old are you?" And I go, 70. They go, "You're not 70." I said, "Yeah, I am." And if my wife let me shave this gray stuff off, I think I look even younger.
Well, final question for you. Where can our listeners go to learn more about Wren Chiropractic?
You can go to wrenchiropracticcenter.com, and I have a 9-minute video there of I'm walking and talking you through the whole office. I'm showing you what it looks like when you walk in the door. I'm walking you back. I'm showing you where we take you in to get your consultation done, your x-rays, which are right here on premise. We take them standing because you get more real evidence when x-rays are standing. You can see what it's doing to the spine. We do the nerve scan here, no needles with the nerve scan. And we do the report of findings, and we walk and talk them through there. And we normally can get them in within 1 or 2 days.
Now, I'm going to ask a question that probably a lot of our listeners have, and is that, does any of this hurt?
No, it's pretty rare anybody says it hurts. Yeah, I use an adjusting instrument. It's electric. It looks kind of like a gun. You pull the trigger on it, and it's just a high speed thrust. Um, and I work on people all the time that are scared to come out here, and I fire it on their hand so they can see what I'm fixing to do, and they go, "Oh, that doesn't hurt." But then when I thrust it on the desk, it makes a good thud. They go, "Well, that actually is going to do something." I said, "Yeah." And it's the only way I'll let anybody adjust me because I do have a broken bone in my back from playing football in high school. So I don't like anybody leaning in on me and thrusting hard. I want it measured and controlled to where it's not going to hurt me.
Well, Dr. Rick Wren, I really appreciate you being on the show today, and we wish you and your business the best moving forward.
I love you, and thank you for doing this.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com. Or call 469-221-9345.